I forgot my audio. 1 second. Shit. 1 second. Wait, where is it pulling the audio from? I think it's pulling it from the camera. It's supposed to pull it from this other shit. So, is it? Oh no, it's okay. My mic turned on. Let me make sure it's not really making sure that it's that. I don't know. I think it's right? Oh yeah. We good then. What's popping? All right. So yeah, I was finna watch the rest of these swamp stories joints, man. There's that one. There was that one. I wanted to see this one.
Yeah, I mean, YoungBoy is probably like the number one culprit when it comes to being a dude who found a style of music that he likes making and then just keeps doing it over and over and over with seemingly like no regard for keeping it interesting, because he just doesn't really have to make a hit. But like the best thing that he could do for his career and really for rap in general would be just to make a hit, like make songs that are able to travel beyond your audience. And he just doesn't care, doesn't want to. Yeah. There's been so few times that he's even done that at all throughout his career. You know, I think the drugs have something to do with it, and you know this from the Kai Benji interview. Being on a gazillion drugs, it's not sustainable. Like you can be like YoungBoy when you like I don't know what he's on, but like you can see a mental decline in a lot of these guys through their art. Yeah, because like if you look at YoungBoy 2016 to 2020, it was art. He was like, he was an actual young
like
boy.
He was unbelievably, all the melodies, the way he was put, like his voice was a melody. Yeah. Like, you put him on any beat, it was going to be a banger just because he was just so talented. And now it's like, it's garbage. And I feel like that's reflective in a lot of new rap too. A lot of these guys have a lot of trauma from their childhood. One thing that I don't think that he understands is that for a lot of people to make the kind of music that all y'all like, and to hit the notes the way that you want it to exude a vibe, you gotta be like off hella drugs. Not gonna lie, like you gotta be off. You gotta be kind of out your mind to do things that other people can't do. You know, you can see it like steroids kind of. It's like performance enhancing drugs. You know, like Draco, he had the whole mud walking kind of flow. That's what they called it. Because the nigga was walking on mud. The nigga was zoinked. You know what I'm saying? That's why he sound like that. That's why like my first songs that I did when I moved to LA, man, I was off drink. When I did running laps, I was off drink. You know, not like I wasn't fucked up, but I was like, I ain't even been doing it like that, so I was a little thoinked, you know. So that's why I was able to just rock. You're able to just rock, you know, because when you're creating art, you be kind of inside your head sometimes, or you're thinking about what you're doing. You're your own biggest critic, you know. You also got to be your own biggest hype man. So you got to like work between both of those mediums. You know, try not to hype yourself up too much, but at the same time, try not to, over scrutinize yourself. So, with that said, like, he's like, oh, you can see like their decline. That's because they're burning themselves out for you, nigga. Childhood. Yeah. And so they're just numbing it with perks and whatever. And it's just frying their brains.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, people don't like to talk about that. But I've seen levels of drug abuse during my time in hip hop that I never knew about before that. Like I've seen dudes who, you know, we're doing an interview and then they're like, you know, literally taking like a handful of perks before they do it and like just thinking that this is normal. Like that is a huge problem that doesn't really get discussed enough in rap, is that dudes are frying their fucking brains for sure. Yeah. Especially once you start getting money, it's so normal to become a lean addict or a perk head or whatever.
Dude, I know some local Bay Area rappers that you probably wouldn't know who they are, but they make like a good, like, well, street money and rap money. They're making like at least $25,000 a month, but they're blowing 75% of it on drugs. Yeah. Easily. And like for them and their homies, the lean, the perks, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at somebody like, okay, rewind the clock to 2016, and everybody thought it was the coolest fucking thing in the world to see Lil Pump drinking lean and taking Xans and stuff. And then you fast forward to 2026, and the viral lean or Xan thing is Rio the Young OG slumped over, passing out at a meet and greet or on stage. Yeah. So like even that, like that's another thing that has been like basically brought to the forefront, exposed for what it is. It might have seemed cool in 2016. I realize the irony of me wearing the shirt right now, but like then you fast forward to 2026 and like the people have just kind of figured out.
I never understood why it was cool. Like I understood why like the violence aspect of rap culture was cool.
Violence is always
because it's just people, human. It's just human nature. Yeah. But like I'm a drug addict. Like why was that? I never understood that when guys would like flex like I got lean in my cup. Like why is that a flex?
I guess
like,
just,
you can't get through the days
because you're not on drugs. You don't understand. Like a lot of times when you on drugs, like how like you might come from a misunderstood background or a misunderstood vantage point. So when you on the drugs, for someone else to come out and say, I understand what you're going through, I'm also on those drugs, it makes you feel like some of your problems, you guys might share a lot of the same problems, you know? Cause like I did hella drugs, and I like listening to songs about niggas doing drugs. And I like listening to niggas make songs about doing drugs while I'm on drugs. You know, one time I popped like 20 Robo pills. I popped 20 Robo pills and was listening to Soulja Boy Ocean back in the day, thrown up in a bucket, having the time of my life. First time I heard that mixtape, I was just, yeah, nigga, this shit's hard, nigga. The fuck? You know, it was just out my mind. Zonked, bro. I like if I pop a Molly, listen to some Yeet. You know what I'm saying? That nigga will, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That nigga's music basically like feels like a Molly or something. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't taking it, you don't understand. So it's like it's like bridging the gap. It's understanding. So he don't get it. Why the fuck would he get it?
Sober? Oh, you're cool.
I mean, lean is a status symbol because it's insanely expensive. It looks cool. There's like a cool ritual around it in much the same way where like, you know, hitting the bong is lame, but rolling a blunt this big is cool. You know, that's like literally you just like being this big millionaire on camera smoking this huge blunt.
Adam, we're white boys, bro. Nah. Hitting the bong is cool, Adam.
You're white, not me. But
what are you?
I'm
Oh, okay. So Adam doesn't feel that white. I should have peeped that. I mean, you don't gotta be mad about it. Just, you know, exude your whiteness in certain ways. But I see. He's like, you're white. I'm teal.
Ambiguous.
I know what he is.
No, but I.
He's not gonna tell you that though.
Oh damn.
You're white, not me. But
what are you?
I'm disambiguous.
I know what he is.
No, but I.
He's not gonna tell you that though.
Yo, I got a yarmulke right in my fucking room every day. I think about putting it on. But anyway, you know, with lean,
I ain't know that. You got the yarmulke in your room, Graham Mason. We gotta talk, man. We gotta talk.
There's like a cool process that you're doing, you know, it's sweet, it actually tastes good. You're taking this plain soda, you're turning it purple, you've got Easter pink in your cup, you know, it's like there's all these little rituals around
then
it.
You get obese and you can't function.
By all means, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, people don't really have the same feeling about heroin. We've never seen a rapper who was, and again,
by the way, lean is heroin.
Right, but there's a process with heroin too. You gotta heat up the spoon, you gotta tie your arm, you gotta
but that's like,
you know, that's not cool. But like somehow turning the soda pink is cool.
Yeah.
But if you actually talk to like real deal opiate addicts, they laugh at lean. Lean to them is a joke. Like that's like the most inefficient, expensive possible way to get loaded.
Dude, I don't even want, like, I've been around these rappers now. Like, the amount of money they spend on lean is,
That's outrageous.
it's house payments more.
Yeah.
It's like you could buy properties with the lean that you're.
And there's a mentality around lean that is that like this. There was a Say Cheese Sauce Walker interview recently where Sauce Walker said that lean is a league of gentlemen who drink lean. This is like the most bizarre, retarded sentiment possible, but like dudes delude themselves into believing that this is like this elite club that nobody else can get into. But because we have so much money and we have such high tolerance for this drug, we can do it. Then meanwhile, Sauce Walker's baby mama posts a video of him like, he's like dying off lean. You know,
I mean, anything you do is going to have a come down. So it's like, whatever the high is, the low is going to be equally as low.
Yeah.
So it's not a benefit in no drug really is a benefit. I mean, you can make the argument like I like weed, but that's it, because I feel like there's no real come down. If you sleep and you wake up the next day, you're fine. Yeah,
weed is like the one thing that could affect you in a pretty strong way. You know, like the average person, if you sit there and face a blunt or whatever, never mind eat an edible, you're going to be pretty fucked up for like a couple hours, but you can really control how fucked up you get by not doing so much of it. And then realistically, if you were to, you know, sleep it off, you're just like totally fine. The next day, you know, you might feel a little bit groggy, but not really. Like weed's kind of a miracle drug in that sense, whereas like, you know, taking a perk does feel good, but then there's this period right afterwards where you just kind of feel like shit.
Dude, like last night, I took like a 3-mile walk around Glendale smoking a whole pack of blunts.
Nice.
Glendale is awesome, by the way.
Shout
There's so many hot. I love Armenian women. Like
I was about to say, Glendale's alright. He says he likes Armenian women. They don't even like. I mean, unless they got a BBL, they don't even got bodies like that most of the time. Like, I guess, dog. Glendale's okay. He's just hella white.
There's.
Thank you. Yeah, they're great. Glendale High.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he's with an Armenian girl. I forgot. Adam got an Armenian. They're alright, dog. They're alright. It's not really my thing. I'm not really into the Armenian girl. I think I had like one, but yeah. I don't really see them and be like, ooh, that's bad. I want that. I want that Armenian girl. I don't know. I like white girls. I like Latinas. I like black girls. We could just keep. I mean, I fuck with an Asian girl. I'll do it. I like Asian girls, but I feel like we don't got enough in common. So I don't know.
I know the plug attended. Used to ride bikes there a little bit. Solid school, solid campus. Go hit the Starbucks down the street. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you become a.
Yeah.
When did you feel like you started to get disillusioned with grinding this content out? Were you just like overworking yourself at a certain point?
2024. Yeah, 2024. I just got bored of the content, so I started doing different stuff, different content, or at least trying it. But now I really want to pivot. I want to pivot out of the hip hop space, and I want to go into like more political stuff, because that's what I'm interested in anyways. Like my interest has shifted from like hip hop street stuff to like geopolitic stuff. It's gonna be a hard transition because my fan base,
they want one thing.
I don't know if
I have the same problem.
Yeah, like I don't know if they're gonna like want to hear about like Turkey's next move.
Yeah,
but I find that stuff fascinating, and it actually matters on a global scale way more than the Hoovers beefing.
You know what? I can't even hate. That's what I want to do too. I want to pivot to political content too, but niggas don't care about that shit. Niggas need to care about that shit, but they don't care about that shit. And if they did care about that shit more, it would probably leverage them to have more power in the world that they live in as well. You know, it's good to be knowledgeable on political aspects that's going on in the world. So, I mean, one, you can kind of predict globally where economics are going to go. So, I mean, you can line your pockets. So if you want to think of it on a selfish point of view, or like a self-serving point of view, then that would be that. But it's really just good to know what's going on, so you're not just oblivious to what's going on, what's driving the world in the direction that it's going. You can act like, oh, it doesn't affect me, but it does affect you. It's always affecting you. It's affecting how much money you're making. It's affecting how much money you're spending on every single thing that you spend money on. It's affecting how much leverage the corporations have over you and your life. So it's important for you to be aware of those things.
With
right.
the Crips.
Yeah.
You know?
Once you get older and you start paying attention to politics, it does make the whole music thing, never mind the gang thing, seem kind of small in comparison. But would you do that on a new channel entirely?
No, I'm not restarting, dude.
Really?
I think what I'm going to do, because I got Swamp Stories too, go subscribe. Yeah. I'm just going to put like the hip hop ones on there or like the street ones on there. Because now on YouTube, subscribers don't matter.
Yeah.
It's not like the old days where, you know,
I tell people that all the time.
You can, by the way, people out there, you can start a YouTube channel right now with no subscribers and your first video can get 1 million views easy.
Right.
Like the algorithm has no benefit of having a bunch of subscribers anymore.
Yeah, like, and that's why it's kind of infuriating that people are always commenting, being like, because I'll compare my channel to some people that I don't get along with's channel, like, oh, we did 100,000 views and you did 10,000 views, and they'll be like, well, you have 30 times as many subscribers as them.
Doesn't matter.
And I'm like, the subscriber count, like, okay, number one, how many of those subscribers on No Jumper are actual active subscribers? I would say less than 1 million. You know, like our clips channel is newer and it has less than 1 million. You know, it's like the idea that these are all active, relevant subscribers, and then also even on top of that, when you look at what percentage of your viewers are subscribed, it's not terribly high.
It's not high.
People don't look through their subscription tab. Yes, it's a very good way for you to show the algorithm, like, hey,
I mean, not to what he's talking about, but you can't even monetize it until you have a certain amount of subscribers, and then you have to have a certain amount of watch hours. So, I mean, if you get the 1 million, you can carry it on from there, cool, but you're not going to make nothing off that first 1 million views.
Really like this channel by subscribing, but by no means is it a guarantee. Like, YouTube recommends me Tommy G videos every single day, and I realized the other day I am not subscribed to Tommy G.
Yeah, no.
But they know that it's in the category of things I like. I've watched a bunch of his videos in the past. They know that if they recommend it 10 times, that by the 10th time I'm probably going to click it. You know, it's just like the subscriber thing is just super overrated. Like I just started I restarted my solo channel, and I'm doing it on my original Adam22 channel, but it does feel like a tough decision. Is like, should I be doing this on this channel that has 1 million subscribers, even though a huge percentage of those subscribers are dead, or should I just start over a fresh channel?
Usually starting a new channel is better.
Yeah, I almost did that, but then I just went back to the original.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard risk because the biggest fear of a YouTuber is dropping shit that flops.
Yeah,
like for us, that's like nightmares.
And do you feel like if you drop like a, you know, Netanyahu does a drive-by on his ops?
Don't talk about your cousin like that, man.
Hey, man.
That's
good guy as far as I'm.
No, honestly, we'll see. I have no idea how it'll do because I don't know how to gauge what my audience is because I get people asking to make a video like that.
Yeah. I mean, that right there is the ultimate topic, because if you start going into niche, weird little things, then, like, you know, that's going to be hard for you to make the transition. But if you make a video that's just like, yo, what's happening in Gaza is f***ed, and then you talk about that for an hour, I feel like that's such a mainstream topic that I feel like you could hit it pretty good.
It's getting played out though.
Yeah.
Because now you're just getting everything is conspiracy now.
Yeah.
Like I believe some of them, but now like even like a guy like Nick Fuentes is like calling out people like, yo, like Candace Owens is ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's like, the Jews are they were behind slavery. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
African Americans have English last names: Johnson, Smith, Williams. You don't find black people named Epstein.
What they're referring to is that Jewish people back then were facilitating it. So slaves were named after the people who owned them, not after the people who were selling them. You know, so for them to facilitate, man, they're talking about some white people shit, talking about shit they don't know about. Look what he said.
Believe some of them, but now like even like a guy like Nick Fuentes is like calling out people like, yo, like Candace Owens is ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's like, the Jews are they were behind slavery. It's
Always.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
African Americans have English last names: Johnson, Smith, Williams. You don't find black people named
Right.
Epstein,
Yeah.
Berg, Witz. Like, that's not a thing. It's so easily disproven that Jews
That's not the.
were slave owners.
Right.
That
They weren't slave owners. They were slave facilitators. They facilitated the sale. Come on now.
it's like ridiculous. So like, I say that to say that like that topic you're
That's not even
like
conspiracy. She do be talking bullshit. She do be talking conspiracy shit. But that's not the conspiracy shit that she be saying.
specifically is kind of played out to where like there's no new thing you can say that'll get people to be like, oh my God, whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything, all these ridiculous assertions have been made.
And it's like Israel dropped like their 8,000th bomb of the month. Like how is that a video? You
Yeah,
know, it's
like-
just like it would have to be. You have to have like an end.
But also this idea.
Well, I mean, there was an end. They dropped the biggest bomb that's non-nuclear on Lebanon like last week. So I mean, that's something.
idea that like the American Jewry is like they tried to destroy American culture by pushing, what do they say? Pushing what's the word? Degeneracy.
Yeah, I mean they are, and they have. Hey,
See him on the
Oh yeah, always with that.
It's like, bro.
Pornhub is owned by Jews. They always love to say that.
bro.
I don't be saying that. Everything is owned by them. Why are you deflecting, Swamp Stories? Hey, this is for real. Why are you deflecting, Swamp Stories? Those aren't conspiracies.
God forbid they're good at stuff. God forbid they're good at making companies and creating things. Like they're
Yeah.
good at. They created YouTube.
Right.
Like, dude,
I mean, but
that's why-
Facebook was created by a lone Jew, right?
Zuck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's not like the Jews did it. It's just
No, but it's owned by a Jew. Your corporations are owned by Jews. Your banks are owned by Jews.
like some random Jewish-
Exactly.
But
'Cause
there's a bunch of characteristics of Jewish.
Pornhub's owned by Jews. OnlyFans is owned by Jews. It's all owned by Jews, nigga. What are you talking about? And I'm not even like one of like the woo kind of people. I used to think like, okay, Jews don't own all that shit. And then you do some research, and then it's like creepy. It's like, okay, come on, they ain't even trying to hide it. And then you got people over here running defense for him. Come on now. I mean, I feel like Adam is probably like reading the room, and plus he has like a Jewish person in the room. Which Josh, I fuck with you. Like I don't hate Jews. I don't like the Israeli regime by any means. I don't even like the American regime. I don't like America's. I like America, but I don't like how they moving. I don't like how they've been moving for a while. I don't like Israel, how they moving. And before Israel was Israel, there was still like a Jewish movement, the Zionist movement. I guess like it is a Jewish movement, but it's not like every Jew is a Zionist, so it's like whatever. But like, yeah, if you're doing bad, you're bad. They're doing bad shit. And you can't act like they're not doing bad shit or try to sweep it under the rug, try to act like it's a nothing burger, try to act like people are just like making up shit. Oh, they're just good at stuff. No, it's systemic. But you wouldn't understand from the inside like that.
Culture that you can see why they are useful when it comes to running businesses, i.e. the fact that they take the business seriously and they don't waste their money on.
Well, before they took the businesses that other people didn't want to take seriously because banking was seen as Jewish, or not Jewish, it was seen as dirty. It was seen as dirty so Jewish people would take on those roles. And then they'd end up being scapegoats by a lot of governments. Like, I know in Russia they did it. They did it a few times in Russia. They did it, like, every time they were, like, expelled from a country. I mean, they wasn't expelled for, like, no reason, but it was, like, orchestrated for them to end up being the scapegoats. And they kind of took that, they took that, not that role, but they were like, all right, I guess. And it wasn't really deserved. And now we're all getting the payback from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like they was getting bullied for eons, and then now, you know, now the bully's up. He said why the Jays get kicked out. yeah. Well, they get kicked out because they get used, and because they get used, they start using. And then once they start using, then it's like, okay, you've already been used. Why are you using? Get out of here, you know? And that's pretty much how it's gone throughout history in like a layman's type of way. But then they be doing shit. They be doing shit. Don't get beat. Shit, I'm gonna get stopped before I get started, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not even. It might convert to get rid of interest rates. It's exclusionary. You can't get in like that. It don't work like that. You have to come from the womb. You got to come from the womb of a Jewish woman, or else you're not. So it don't work like that, man. You know, they got it on lock. They got it on lock. You know that they are, bro. I lived right up the street from a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood for 4 years. I seen all kinds of shit, man. I seen all kinds of shit. They different. They different. And you think like, oh, they don't all like care about like, or like, they're not all like that. I don't think they're all like that. But I've been at the post office. They're over here talking about like, oh, when the cell phone or when the pager bombs blew up, when they for killing some Hamas people. Oh yeah, you can marry in. You can marry in, but they still see you as goyim though. You're still goyim. But they were celebrating that shit. They were over there talking to other people like, oh yeah, they blew them up. Oh yeah, thank God. Da 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 da. Like they were happy that they were blowing up civilians. I seen it with my own eyes. When after October 7th happened and they started doing all that shit after about a month. Then like what's it called? The Hanukkah. When Hanukkah happened, yo, they was so happy. They was having like basically like a parade, but it was just them. They shut down like 3rd Street and was just going down it for like an hour or two. Just woo, woo, release the hostages. Yeah, forget about Palestine. Woo, Palestine's not a real place. Woo, they were all like parading their signs and shit, going crazy, driving down the street, little kids and shit too. So you can't tell me that like, I don't know no people that are like that on a global scale like that. I mean, you could say like the Bloods and Crips, they might be happy when the op dies or something like that, but like, not even to that level, unless the nigga was like really like a problem. Like I'm sure when King Von died, like I bet the GDs was, you know, woo, you know what I'm saying? But you know, and that's demonic. That's just not cool. I'm not even saying that's just cool. But it does come with like equal playing field. They don't mind punching down. That's crazy. And they'll try to justify it, act like shit's okay, and it's not okay. But not all of them are like that, though. Not all of them are like that. But there are Zionists out there. It's not like it's just some people over there across the sea. And they really think that shit's okay. They really think that shit's okay. And they denounce any systemic shit. Almost everybody in Hollywood is. Like, almost everybody. Like if you look at a movie and be like, oh, is this person? You could look it up. Are they Israeli? Like 9 times out of 10 they're Israeli, or they're Jewish. 9 times out of 10 they're Jewish. A lot of times they are like slightly Israeli. Like you'd be surprised, but 9 times out of 10 they're Jewish. It's nepotism, so it makes sense. Cause I looked that up too. Why are they in Hollywood? It's because like it was kind of niche before, and there wasn't a lot of money in it. Like there was money in it, but it took a lot and stuff. So they like worked together to get into it. Everybody wasn't doing it. And plus it was kind of seen like not as like dirty or anything, but you know, it's like show business, you know? So they got into it and they made it pop, you know? And then they kept their people into it. Cause that's how they are as like a people. That's how a lot of communities are, like not black, white, and a lot of Western, cause we're more individualistic, but like a lot of Eastern cultures, they're more familial, you know, so they'll bring in people from their families. So then when the Jews got into that, then yeah, they just put their people on. They keep their people on, and they're more frugal, and they spend with their people, and they also don't charge that much to their people. There's a lot of things that's different about us. So it's like those are byproducts of those systems that are put in there. So like you can't say like it's insidious. They do it like for the reason of taking over the world. It's just kind of like a byproduct of that. Like, work together, keep your people on, keep the money in-house, and your people are going to come up. That's just the math of it. But then they're trying to swing nuts about it in a way that you're not even supposed to do it like that no more. Only warmongers do that now. It's 2026. You can't just imperialize a whole other place like that. So they do shit like that and then act like, and then they're buying out all of our politicians over here, not even just with AIPAC. It's bigger than AIPAC now at this point. And they're trying to merge our militaries together too. They're trying to merge the American, the U.S. military with the IDF, man. And they probably gonna do it. I don't see anything that's necessarily stopping it. We got Stephen Miller in the White House. Preach. We got Stephen Miller in the White House talking shit. Talking shit. We had a nigga named Epstein. They said, oh, they don't run it. We had a nigga named Epstein with everybody's name in there, even other Jews. That nigga was... Bro, don't get me started. You can say that he's not a Mossad agent, but Ghislaine Maxwell, her dad, worked with Mossad, and he's the one that ran the company that did all of our school books for the last like 30, 40 years. So all of our school books have been manufactured by people from Israel. The hell? Don't get me started, man. I said I was gonna stop, but I got started. But yeah, man, so you can't act like, oh, they're just good at shit. It's like, come on now. And then they swinging nuts way too hard, and niggas is letting them. Cause they did a little blackmail shit, and they just be throwing money around at niggas, making them forget themselves. It's fucked up. Cause they feel like it's not their country anymore. Because other people have culturally dominated, like, because America's culture dominates the world, but what's the driving force behind America having so much cultural dominance? It's black people. It's black people.
A bunch of stupid shit.
But not only that, Jews are audacious.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like being like, I'm a goy white like you are, right?
It's good. Yeah.
Are you?
You said right.
Goy?
I am. Yeah.
Like,
Goy means
there's
world.
this culture among us that's like, just go with the flow, don't cause trouble, just get your degree, blah, blah. It's like, there's like, Jews have this way about them that's like, no, I want to fucking win because like everything they do is, my life depends on it. Like, you know what I mean? They just go, and we're just kind of like, oh, you know, we'll just play the safe route. You know what I mean?
I mean, like,
Don't get me started on why that is. Nah, fuck it. I get started. So, like, essentially the Holy Roman Empire was basically started by, like, Jews in a way, but they have Christianity. The Jewish faith is more inclusionary. You know, or like exclusionary, but basically, like, it's inclusive. Yeah, it's inclusive. So, like, if you're in it, you're in it. They don't be letting people in it. But if you want to have global influence, you have to have something that's insidious and can spread out to everybody. And so you can get everybody else under control, but not be a part of the in-group. And that's Christianity. So they started doing that about 2,000 years ago. Started spreading Christianity in order to get the Goyim, you know, get them wrangled up like cattle so they can do everything that they need them to do in the Western world. And then they have their inclusionary group, and they've had it. And that's why a lot of, like, the see, this is messed up here. That there's a certain segment of them that are somewhat inbred, you know, within their own community. And that's like the in group that's circled around the in group, you know, like that actually has the power and stuff. So then you got them that are like rabid, and you can kind of like keep them like those are like the Israeli Jews that like don't care about anything in life at all. You know, they're just like, fuck them. They're over there. They're on land. We need to kill them. They're not even really people. Talking about Palestinians and shit. Anybody who's goyim is essentially not a person. Those people are weird as hell. So like, you have that group that's kind of like protecting the values of the initial values of the main in group that's been in power. So like, they're explaining like, oh, we're like this, we're like that. You guys don't even know why you don't even know why you're this. You young buck, you don't even know.
Living in Brooklyn back in the day and having like Jewish landlords and shit, and you just start to realize like, oh, these guys are rich as they control all of these neighborhoods, they own all the apartments, and then meanwhile they don't want any attention from it. They are, you know, they're not like showboating with their wealth in any way.
Not at all.
They're just grinding it out, basically doing.
The thing is, they do showboat in their own communities in different ways. They got these hats that are like 10 bands. They have like little status symbols among their community. We don't give a fuck about it because we're goy. We don't give a damn. But they got the whole like, they got these hats. It's like, it looks like a Russian hat. I think those are like the Russian Jews. They're worth bands. Then like the ladies, they got wigs because they're supposed to cover their hair. Their wigs sometimes be bands, you know? And they'll have like the little shitty minivan. They'll have like some bullshit, but then they'll have like a mansion in the middle of LA or a mansion or whatever the hell in the middle of Brooklyn. You know, that's the flex. That's the flex because you can't get that shit. So they got shit that you don't even care about and that you can't get. So it's not flexing for us. What you doing flexing for the goy?
Doing whatever they can to make as much money as possible, but then not spending it in any way. And it's like, that's obviously just a huge cheat code.
And a lot of now, like the criticism of Jews is just compliments.
Yeah.
Like you guys I don't know.
That's like saying the criticism of white people is compliments. It's like, oh, you guys systemically have all the power and can shoot black people in broad daylight and nothing happens. That's a compliment. You can shoot niggas and nothing happens. You can touch kids and nothing happens. Oh, wow. What a flex. Like, that's not a flex. That's not a compliment. That means systemically something's happening that they're able to exploit things. Being able to exploit is not a compliment.
40% of American billionaires are Jews.
Right.
That's a diss? They've created the biggest companies in America, which if you understand economics, you understand that a big company gets there by providing good services.
A big company, what you're talking about, a corporation, gets there by exploiting its labor force. Are you serious? It's by creating without putting out. That's how you grow. You grow your profit margin. It's not from, I mean, you have to have something that will sell, but if there's something that's already out there and that would be free, and then you put a fence around it and say you have to give me $10 to have some, that's you just being a generational asshole. That's not creating something. So that's what a lot of services even out there are. You say even like landlords, oh, there's this house, it's gonna be there, but give me this, and I'm gonna keep on kicking up the amount that you have to give me in order for you to have that. When it should be a basic necessity. Man, stop
is
it.
in benefiting the public.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just how economics works, macroeconomics.
Because if any other race or ethnic group was able to establish dominance over society and culture in the way that the Jews were or have, they would want to be applauded for it. You know, like the black community clearly wants billions. They celebrate the fuck out of the billionaires that they got.
I don't want to use black people as the example, but just in general, human beings, a lot of this shit is cope. Everyone to be.
It says cope. No, okay, that's like saying black people want reparations is cope. It's not cope. You did wrong. So the ability to exploit, basically what you're saying is might is right, which is which is your white right, you know? Do your thing.
Be rich. Everyone wants to have the most girls. Everyone wants to be powerful. It's just in human nature. And for people who like, it's easy to go, oh, the Jews only got there because of nepotism. It's like, well, somebody had to do it first. Their grandfather had, you have to create something in order to pass down. And it's like, then you have to realize everything was taken from them 100 years ago, less than 100 years ago. Yeah. And they started at ground one and took it off. So like,
that's only a specific demographic of them. That's not all of them. What are you talking about? And niggas had more than everything taken from them. They had shit taken from them for like 5 years. Niggas had everything taken from them for 400 years. What are you talking about?
I hate Israel with a passion. I hate what they do to their neighbors. I don't even hate the country as itself. I think it gets misrepresented in a lot of ways.
What he's saying is he hates the IDF and he doesn't like Zionism, but he doesn't believe in like the Jewish conspiracies and stuff like that. But those are what fuel. That's like saying like white Christian nationalism isn't insidious to the American government, but saying like, I don't like what the American government's doing, but it's not a racist, you know, but it's not a racist regime at all. Trump doesn't mean it.
But what it does to Gaza, what it does to Lebanon, Syria, things like that, I hate that. But like the confusion of Jews versus Israel is ridiculous. And it's like,
or you're just trying not to be canceled.
It's a slope that is like society's going down where it's just like the Jews, but it's so incorrect in my opinion.
I mean, what is crazy though is that you've seen things in the last couple months that you never would have been able to imagine before. Like Donald Trump, this was even in like the last week, getting up on stage, or JD Vance saying similar things of like, yo, Israel, everybody hates you. Your public image is
intelligent, bro. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, just, you know, not everybody wants to hear all that shit, but man, fuck it.
The dirt. We are the only country of significance who has your back, and yet you guys still refuse to display significant or public image. Israel, in like the last couple months that you never would have been able to imagine before. Like Donald Trump, this was even in like the last week, getting up on stage, or JD Vance saying similar things of like, yo, Israel, everybody hates you. Your public image is in the dirt. We are the only country of significance who has your back, and yet you guys still refuse to display any kind of good behavior.
I have family that lived in Israel for like 10, 15 years.
See, there we go. There we go. There we go. But he's goy. We'll see.
I just gave something up. No, but they hate what's going on. A lot of people hate what's going on now because it's like,
I mean, you have to if you're a human.
This is now.
The fuck? Oh yeah. I've been streaming probably like a month. Like I tried to before kind of, but then like I'm not consistent, or I wouldn't be consistent, you know. But now I'm consistent. Now I'll be doing it like almost every day. So yeah, I just, you know, I had a lot of endeavors, you know. I still do have a lot of endeavors, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How everyone's perception of an entire race of people based off what a country is doing.
Right.
And it's just...
And my thing about it, though, is that I think...
It's not an entire race of people based off of, like, what a country is doing. There is these insidious things we knew about before the country was even... I guess you could say before 2023, because 2023 is when everybody's eyes kind of opened up after October 7th. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, big piece shit, you know what I'm saying? The biggest. So, you know, now I got my shit in certain ways, you know, thanks to technology and such, you know. We got some AI doing some shit for your boy. We're able to kind of kick back a little bit, relax, and get to the chat, you know. But yeah, there was already shit going on. And it looked like conspiracies, just like all the QAnon shit. Like, everybody thought it was fake. I thought that shit was fake as hell. I thought niggas was weird as hell. Like, what the fuck you mean niggas doing adrenochrome, doing stuff with kids? What the fuck? Like, you're doing too much. But then, like, the Epstein file shit happened. You're like, damn, y'all niggas was kind of right, though. What the fuck? That's crazy. Like, you know, so almost every conspiracy that's out there that people done thought had, like, no creed no credence to it, like actually has a little something to it. So you gotta start looking at some of that shit, and then when it all lines up, when there's smoke, there's fire, and then just all the information, it's right there. Just go look on Google, like it's happening. I don't know. And then cross-reference your searches. Don't just look at one source. Look at a bunch of different sources. If they're all saying the same shit, and then you go look at even the counter sources, see if they're like trying to put a spin on it. If they're trying to put a spin on it, that means like, okay, it did happen, but they're trying to make it look a certain way. So you just got to do your own research. You do the research, and then if you have like at least halfway decent moral compass, you should come down to, similar conclusions that shit's fucked up, and niggas got to do something about it. It's crazy. Or niggas gotta quit laying down and just letting shit go certain ways. And the only way you can do that is by being informed. So you have to be informed. That's why I hate even seeing people that are supposedly informed put out misinformation. Why, they're scared of getting deplatformed or some shit? Nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit, nigga. I get my money.
To the average person, it's pretty much impossible for them to comprehend the extent to the level of danger that Israel is in at any given time. And October 7th obviously was a huge reminder of that.
Yeah.
But ultimately it's like they're all
Wait. The huge danger that Israel is in. Wait, what are we talking about? Hold on.
Pretty much impossible for them to comprehend the extent to the level of danger that Israel is in at any given time. And October,
because they be doing shit. If y'all was chill, it wouldn't be like that. And even the whole construction of Israel just isn't chill. It's really Britain's fault, and we know that, but still, you got to do stuff about it. How come the only people that get reparations for anything is them? October
7th, obviously.
And then you're going to talk about they're always in fear of, how about everybody else? Because everybody else is in fear. They scared of you because you be doing shit. You can't act like y'all don't be doing shit. You literally be doing shit. It's on record. And the crazy thing is, you be doing shit and then you act like you don't be doing shit. That's the whole problem. It's the lack of accountability. They just gonna do some shit and act like, oh no, you're just seeing that the way that you're seeing that. I'm just doing this. No. Like, the fuck you talking about? They say it with their own mouths. And that's not just all Jewish people, but anybody that sticks up for that. And the only reason why they would is because they have an affinity towards it. And the only reason they would have an affinity towards it is because they're Jewish. So you can kind of draw the distinction. You kind of have to, you got to push it out. You know what I'm saying? If white people are a bunch of skinheads, there's a bunch of skinheads, you probably got to make it look like, hey, look, I'm not a skinhead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not racist. That is what you got to do. That is what you, just like as a nigga, you got to code switch around some people sometimes to let them know, like, oh, I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not finna rob you. You know? We all got to do it. So I'm going to need y'all to code switch. Switch that code so people don't think that you're a genocidal maniac. Because otherwise people are going to think that you're a genocidal maniac. I got to talk the way I need to talk in order for you to feel comfortable, having your purse on around me. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to clutch your purse close. Because I'm going to make you feel more comfortable, make you feel like I'm not one of them.
So it was a huge reminder of that. But ultimately, it's like we're all forced to play the PR game.
But the thing is, I might be one of them. You know what I'm saying? I might be one of them. So that's how we looking at you. You might be one of them. I don't know. Because I might be one of them. I just might.
We're all forced to be able to basically play the game of who's the most popular, and Israel should be able to effectively play the victim when they're the ones being attacked by these countries and shit like that. But then meanwhile, just overdo it in their response to such an extreme extent. But I think they are right that they need to basically destroy their enemies in order to be safe.
I disagree.
Because I just think that the threat is so gigantic that people can't even comprehend it.
With great power comes great responsibility. Mm-hmm. Israel is so much more powerful, even just by.
What the fuck did Adam just say? Aw, Adam. What? This nigga Adam believing in one state solution and said, nigga, yeah, genocide. We gotta get rid of y'all. What? gotta talk. Adam. Adam, that's weird.
Proxy of having America and other European countries that'll do anything it says.
But without us, Israel's not that powerful compared to Iran and this whole.
Okay, if you were to say that, but with great power comes great responsibility. You can't over assert. Like defending yourself is one thing, but over asserting dominance, there's a reason the whole world is pissed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, okay, like if somebody breaks into my house and if
somebody breaks in your house and you bomb their mom's house,
that's
not self-defense.
But I think Israel at some point figured out along the way that if we just like get bombed and then we bomb them back and maybe we do it like 3 or 4 times as much as they did, they're still just going to keep coming back over and over and over and over. And so really what we have to do is we have to f them up and destroy them so much that they can't come back.
I don't know.
But that is so not palatable to the outside world.
I believe in diplomacy.
Yeah.
Because your assumption is that these countries around them are just erratic and evil, which I don't buy.
Well,
I don't buy that. I don't buy that Lebanon's an evil country.
Okay, but if you...
Adam needs a whooping. Here, for that... Hold on. For that...
Rarest number 12, Adam, Jason, let's go, start it up, let's go! Long leg versus short leg. I'm standing this fight.
Coming out of the blue corner, Jason!
Oh my God, he looks so big. What's he walking out to?
In the blue corner,
22 stars, let's go!
wearing the white trunks with the black.
Let's go! 22 stars!
He good at slanging meat. Every can't slang.
Going down.
All right, here we go.
Hey, let me tell you. Adam, so just for that, we need to watch this.
Well, I got Jason. You got Jason.
I'm gonna tell you what.
The BBC.
If a make his bitch eyes roll in the back of her hand, he gonna you up.
He was doing it flat.
I watched
Listen,
it.
man.
Because for that point of view, somebody need to hit you in the face.
I watched the video.
He was doing
Wait, you watched this?
Ain't no fight back. Let's go, Adam!
Let's go, Adam.
It's going down. Look at
Let's go. Fuck this bitch and
Act, listen.
fuck him up.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know, you know we got our back.
Go time.
Oh.
Never let a man your
Never let a man your bitch.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
never.
No. No way.
Oh.
Wait, no.
This ain't going long.
Oh, my God.
Told y'all.
No.
Told y'all.
That's for Palestine.
Yo, he practices score punch, not take a punch.
Bro, Adam, what are you doing?
It's going down. This is all part of the plan.
Wax set him
This
up.
is all part of the plan.
Wax set him up.
Wax, you set him up.
No, I didn't.
You didn't get him good training.
This all
You
part of
set
the
him up.
plan.
You said Israel's in danger?
Bitch, no.
Gotta
You
put
won.
it back.
You set him up. No, I gave him back.
He said Israel's in danger?
You won. Yes.
Now you're in danger.
No.
You're in danger.
Come on, Adam. Walk this way.
Let's go, 22 stars. This is part of the plan.
Let's go.
Wow.
Does he get back up?
Never let a man your
Never let a man your bitch.
Oh,
How dare
oh
you?
my God.
never.
No.
How dare you?
Hold on.
Wait, no.
This ain't going long.
Oh, my God.
Told
All right. All right, let's go back.
You look at like the polling of Palestinians and what they think about Israel, you're incapable of escaping the fact that Israel has an existential threat right there.
Well, why do you think they have an existential threat? Because they be doing shit. Quit doing that fuck shit. Ain't nobody else doing shit like that. What other countries doing shit like that? You're not being normal. Quit being weird.
These people want them dead.
It's
they are
true.
indoctrinated
It's
into the
true.
idea that Israel must be destroyed.
But if you
They're so much different. They have such a different contrast to every single other nation in the world. And especially their attitude about it is so flippant. Like of course. And you see what happens to them. They're sending them pager bombs They're over here sending them food and then throwing bombs at it. Like what? They said no water, no electricity. Oh, a hospital? I'ma bomb it. What? It's heinous. It's heinous. The only closest things that's happened like that I know of, at least, is the stuff that America's done. As far as like the heinousness of it, like when we did Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was pretty heinous. It's pretty indiscriminate. Woof woof. That's not cool. Like you gotta look them in the eye or do something. You gotta be there. Give them not give them a chance, but get them. You're doing all that bitch ass shit. Let me drop this bomb. Let me send these drones at this fucking family of 4 with a combined average age of 15. Yeah. Yeah, let's record it. Let's watch it later. You know what I'm saying? Let's kidnap some of them. Let's throw a firebomb in their house. Let's go check them first. Let me cut off this nigga's schloing. You know what I'm saying? Let me gather all the sons and cut off their schloings in front of the whole town. What are we doing in 2026? You can't say you don't know better. The internet's right there. It's not okay. So what would you think of people like that? What would you think? And also what we did to the Native Americans. That shit was heinous too. That shit was ultra heinous. But you could say that like their buildings and such or whatever was less sophisticated, so it was less like this is a hospital. You wouldn't know it's a hospital. You just pulling up like on a teepee, like we blowing these niggas down. I don't know. You know, but and I don't even think we was like, okay, we got to get rid of all of them. The native problem or something. It was just like, let's displace them. And they kept it on the sly and tried to be cool. It was grimy. It was definitely grimy. One of the worst. That's why I say like that's the only thing that's really comparable to me. But like what they're doing now, like nobody's. I mean, and like you could say the Holocaust. The Holocaust was pretty heinous too. They really drove that down our throats. No diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like all throughout school and stuff. But our schools was done by Mossad and shit. So our school books. So like, I mean, like I assume that it was. I'm not even a denier like that. But you have to ask yourself where your information came from, and if the source of the information, you know, like, yeah, it gets a little muddy. It gets a little muddy, so I try to look for a lot of outside sources as much as possible. But I'm not denying that any of that happened. I played the video games. I played Medal of Honor. I read Knight. So, you know, I've seen the plight of that, and that's bad. It's terrible. But niggas still ain't got reparations for 400 years of that. So what's up? Only thing we got is fucking genetics and all y'all's daughters. Good looking. Good looking. Big slowing, jump high, shoot the ball good, and smack your daughter. Thank you.
About me dead, and I have a bulletproof vest and an AR-15, and you're naked.
Yeah.
Are you really a threat?
But they do maintain being a threat. You know, they look at October 7th, which again is like what was it, about?
You got to. Yeah. They're supposed to get reparations because of what they call it, political. Well, what they call it? I'm having a brain fart. I always have a brain fart when I'm live. Basically political targeting. You know, like isn't every nigga in America politically targeted, technically, systemically? Are we not? Come on now.
Some people got killed. Really not that bad.
1,300.
You know, it's scary as but really like not that bad in comparison
scale.
to
What about ICE? Like, what about the people that got detained by ICE? Are they going to get reparations? Because they over here getting kidnapped while they doing regular shit, not while they're storming a Capitol, killing cops and shit. The fuck? Wiping doo-doo on Congress people's fucking desks and shit. But you want to slice the pie. Because you were wrongfully wrong. You're a terrorist. These niggas came over here trying to do some lawn work. And they getting kidnapped. Taken wherever. We don't even know. Taken to El Salvador. What are we talking about?
That would be like if 50,000 Americans died.
Yeah.
So it was a big attack, but I don't want to get too off topic of the interview, but
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I'm someone who's always been pretty sympathetic to Israel, but I can't deny that. As far as the PR game goes,
I don't have an
massively
angle. I don't
losing.
have an angle to this. I'm just trying to be objective, which I believe you are too, which is rare.
I guess, okay, yeah, he's trying to be objective. Like, okay, Israel has to do something. We can say, like, they have to do stuff. I don't know, do normal shit. I don't know. Do normal shit. Aren't you supposed to be, like, the most sophisticated military? The most just and sophisticated military? Shouldn't you be able to do it, like, tactically? Aren't you smart? Aren't you better? Why you gotta cheat? I thought you was the best. I thought you're good at shit. The fuck?
These days, because everyone, like, even Tucker Carlson, like, he's put himself in this corner where everything's a conspiracy.
Right.
And it's like, and he's so anti this where he can't even be objective, or Candace Owens. And even on the left is all
The left is
ridiculous
yeah,
now.
insane.
The left has no more, like, not want to say more, it has no boundaries of anything.
Yeah.
There's no mission, there's no point. They'll say something like healthcare, but Democratic politicians will never, ever.
They're conflating leftism and liberalism. What they're talking about is liberalism. They're not talking about being like a leftist. So they need to add some more nuance to their terminologies.
Ever pass healthcare for all because they're getting paid by the pharmaceutical companies, the insurance companies, stuff like that.
And who are those owned by?
That's a bigger problem with our society, is like just corruption in our government.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you...
If I enjoyed that clip. All right, dude. All right. Oh, shit, wait. Trump rushes to the hospital.
To USAID expenditure. Moments after you
He just
told
knew
me...
I'd click on it.
When did you feel like...
Ugh. See, I knew there was something. I didn't know. I felt like the platform might not politically align. I could tell based off of the type of people that would come onto my page and shit after. I always felt like it was somewhat like liberal, being that it's in LA and there's like porn stars and rappers, people of color, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's not like, I don't know, he said like, oh, the left, I mean, liberals, I don't really be, you know, like, oh, like the Democratic Party's some bullshit because they don't do shit for nobody. But the reason why they don't do shit for nobody is because they don't get made to do shit for nobody because of the PR done by Republicans. So because of that, because there even is an opposition when there shouldn't be an opposition of our own interests, the Democrats are able to just fall short. So like if there were better people that were technically in the Democratic Party, then it would be the right thing to do. But the right is definitely not the right thing to do. So like, that's why I kind of like the Democratic Socialist movement that's kind of happening right now with like Mamdani and shit like that. Like that's just fire. But I feel like they need to push it further because they're doing it light. They're like sprinkling some socialism into shit. I believe in like UBI like times 100. So I don't believe in like communism, but I believe in socialism. Not the way that North Korea does it, because they have to like kind of like fill in shifts for doing shit. I don't think people should have to work. I think that the government spend way too much money on military Way too much. And they line their pockets and scam shit. That they should just be able to pay for everything and take care of everybody. It sounds like too like, oh, like, but what about? It is that simple. It actually is. It like legitimately is. You put the numbers there, they could do it. What's all this money that y'all doing all these embargoes and taxing and doing, we have tariffs. We just did crazy tariffs, but we have tariffs that go on all the time, whatever. We extort half the world. China extorts the other half, but we extort half the world. That should pay for our shit. If a bitch got a nigga that's running shit, why the fuck the bitch gotta work? So that's what we are pretty much as the citizens of America. The government's supposed to take care of us. So why are you doing all this shit and you pimping me? Why you got me doing all this shit? Why I gotta do all this shit myself and I still gotta pay you? But you're keeping me safe. Man. Oh, you wouldn't have these roads if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't have no economic system if it wasn't for me. You wouldn't have economic, economic mobility if it wasn't for me. Yeah. You wouldn't have no rights. You look at all these other countries. You and me, so you gotta pay. Man, get that bitch ass shit out of here. You getting all this money. You getting all this money because I look good. You get all this money because they want to be like me. I'm getting all the money to come over here because they see how much money I'm making. And I gotta pay the most. What kind of bullshit is this? And I can't leave. I mean, you could leave, I guess. They tried to make it to where you couldn't. They were doing weird shit with the planes. That was a while ago. Like right when Trump became president, they said, yeah, we fucking up the airplanes. Yeah, that's all bad. Try to leave if you want. But no. But yeah, that's just weird, bro.
You started to get disillusioned with grinding this content out. Were you just like overworking yourself at a certain point?
2024. Yeah, 2024, I just got bored of the content. So I started doing different stuff, different content, or at least trying it. But now I really want to pivot. I want to pivot out of the hip hop space, and I want to go into like more political stuff because that's what I'm interested in anyways.
Oh, did I start this over? I meant to click on this.
Did you notice this big change in yourself where in 2021, when you're making YouTube videos, the idea of being able to make a significant amount of money is like endlessly intriguing to you, and you're so excited that you're working around the clock, and now you just seem like you're in a different place where not only is the content kind of stale and boring and it's not doing as many views, but also you seem like you're probably pretty comfortable financially to the point where you just don't really have that same drive to just grind.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think the reason that you still have the drive is because you have a physical place of being and you have people that depend on you, like employees, where it's like you have to keep this shit going and make it happen. To me, it's like this is a solo journey. So like it's hard for me to like make a video that I don't really care about. Yeah. Like when there's other things that I read a lot. So like when I'm reading, it's not about this stuff anymore. It used to be though. Like I used to be so into the topics that we discuss, right? Like gangs and rappers and stuff, the culture. But I think over time it's just faded as I've matured and gotten older to where like I'm interested in other stuff, and it's hard to fake. It's hard to fake it.
Yeah, and that's what happens to most people when it comes to hip hop or whatever youth culture, is that they're super into it when they're young, and as they get older it becomes less intriguing to them. But that's one thing about myself that I kind of resent, is that in my free time, a lot of times if I have a free hour, I might watch like a poker video that's an hour long. I might watch or listen to a New York Times podcast that's an hour long that's mostly about politics or whatever. I'm interested in other things, but when I look at who's really winning in
that's where you're getting news from New York Times? No wonder. No wonder. They've been exposed for having like biased, like Israeli biased news in there. I don't know if it was about the pager attacks. It was about something. I remember. You can look it up. You can look it up easy. Just look up New York Times controversy Israel or controversy Jewish or some shit like that. Like look that up. It was a lady, I believe. Basically, she was compromised. She lied.
Content space, hip hop wise, I find I don't think academics is wasting too much time watching political shit.
That's low key not Democrat, but basically that's like the Democrat POV, and it's supposed to be impartial. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost it's more like a right wing New York, but not right wing, if that makes sense. Because New York's because there's right wingers in LA, but they don't act like they're right wingers. It's just what the right wing looks like in a liberal area, if that makes sense.
I think he dips his toes into it.
I think
he primarily is consuming content that directly relates to what he's going to be talking about on camera.
Academics is a very smart dude. It's very obvious when you listen to him talk, and he's able to compartmentalize work from outside. He is so in. He goes off on Lil Baby as if Lil Baby is Netanyahu.
Yeah,
the way he's able to prioritize that for whatever, an hour or 2 hours, and make this the center of his universe. Lil Baby is something that I can't get myself to really do.
Yeah, same, because I just don't really care that much about what Lil Baby has going on. If you were to ask me about Lil Baby's career, I'm going to give you the sixth grader version of it, and academics has a PhD in Lil Baby being a hoe. You know, he's just it's so a part of his being to spend time studying this kind of shit. And I realize too, he'll hit me on a Sunday as the Adam and Whack podcast is premiering, and he'll just have some deep thought about it. And I'll be like, that's what he's doing in the middle of his day on a Sunday. I would never be sitting around in the middle of the day on a Sunday watching hip hop content, you know? But it's that really is what kind of makes him great.
And I've had people when I got exposed, which I do want to get into that.
Yeah, we got to get into that.
But when I got exposed, a lot of people were like, yo, you should start doing hip hop interviews and just stream about hip hop and stuff and the street stuff. I was like, man, 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I would have loved to. But now it's I don't even know what's going on. I really, and I would love to, because I get paid, it's I would be making a lot more money if I did care. But it's just hard for me to force myself to be I'll watch a No Jumper interview when it's something insane, the 4 Extra interview recently. Even the bald guy, what's his name? The little gremlin dude.
Oh, Trooper.
I'll watch ridiculous stuff like that, but I don't care that, a Florencia 13 member came on No Jumper. It's just, because I've just seen it over and over and over. It's dude's yeah, bro.
But okay, what's weird about it is okay, my wife has recently become way more of a bookworm. She's reading all these books that I just can't really bring myself to waste 15 hours of my life reading just so that I could talk to her about some book that she read, when it's to me that 15 hours is so useful as I want to learn about things that are actually going to impact what I podcast about.
Yeah.
It's I only got so much time. The time that I have, I kind of want to focus it on things that are going to augment my career. But then at one point I was you know what? I'm going to start making videos about all the rapper podcasts. I'm going to make videos about Tony Yayo's podcast. I'm going to watch every episode. I'm going to start really putting the narratives together, talking about Tony Yayo's podcast. I'm going to watch that Jim Jones podcast with Dave East and Fabulous and everything like that. And I start watching them, and I'm just so, shout out to Yayo, I'm so bored. I just it's just not, it doesn't elevate my mind in any way.
Conversations that were happening 3-4 years ago,
and it's people who are doing podcasts because they kind of feel like they have to do podcasts. This is the logical thing for them to do, and it's not people making content because they're so passionate about this topic that they just have to speak on it.
Yeah,
people look at podcasts as a good business to be in. That's the one thing you can say about Ack. Whenever you watch Ack, it doesn't feel like he's just phoning it in.
No, Ack
feels like he's got a lot to say about this shit.
No, and I think Ack, he has a chip on his shoulder, because hip hop looked at him like a nerd and they wrote him off.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in Black culture, there's a hierarchy that's different than ours, where it's kind of flipped in a way where Ack, him being kind of a nerd and not that cool kind of like throws him at the bottom of the totem pole, despite him making more money than any of these rappers.
And there's so many people that are
Right,
grandfathered into hating academics because early on they were just like, nerd, he's a nerd, I hate nerds.
Yeah,
But it's not even because he's a nerd. It's because he be doing a little weird shit too. Like he would talk on shit before it becomes something and then drive a certain narrative. The same way that like Swamp Stories does. They essentially do the same shit where it's almost like helping the police out. But I mean, it is like public shit, and it was extremely entertaining when it was going on. The war on Chirac was, I watched it. I watched the fuck out of it. I cannot lie. But he wasn't from there, and he's speaking on this shit. So there's gonna be something that's gonna come from it. But like, he's, you know, he took the risk of doing that. Not everybody's gonna do that. Not everybody should do that. It should be some nerdy dude though, you know, and probably some nerdy dude that's not from there. So he just took all the time to do that shit. Like, I mean, do it, you know, but is really he was speaking on shit he wasn't supposed to be speaking on, but we were all like wanting to know about it.
Boom, you's a nerd, f you.
Exactly.
And they have to still keep
but
that up all these years
like,
later.
He's a killer. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like
people who aren't really in the space don't realize how hard he goes and how good he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody was like, oh, you can just be like academics. I'm like, no, I can't. Academics is like, that's like, I can't make Swamp Stories videos that take me forever to make because I research, write, record, edit them myself. And then also be thinking about Lil Baby. I can't do that. I wish I could.
Yeah.
I'd be balling. Yeah. But you know.
No, definitely. Yeah. But okay, so you've grown a little bit tired of it, but do you think that there will ever be like a Swamp Stories like documentary again that really like rises to the occasion? Because you know, somebody like Ross, you got to give it to him that when the Bloodhound Lil Jeff thing pops off, boom, he got the video ready in like a week. You know, because he has a team around him that's able to like expedite the process. You know, 4 Extra blows his hand off within a week or two. He's got a video about him that, like, you know, realistically, he had no idea he was going to make that video until that thing happened.
I don't know if I'd call that like sensationalism, but like, that's a stressful way of being. Yeah. Where like something happens, I got to make the video. And I've never wanted to do that because I feel like it downgrades the quality of content. Yeah. Like if you watch my videos, there's a certain level of like attention to detail I put into it where if I were to make it in a week, it would just be kind of bland. Cause I make like 3 edits where I like go back and I'm like, okay, I gotta make this part more entertaining. I gotta make this more dramatic. I gotta describe this better. So it really takes me a while to put this shit together. Whereas if I were to like, for example, like tomorrow, God forbid, young boy gets shot, I'm not going to be like, okay, I got to get on the computer and do it because Tribal Ross is going to beat me 9 times out of 10 to the punch.
And not to mention that dudes like Flacco and Jake are going to be, and Ross too, are going to be like doing up to the minute updates about every tiny little thing that we are learning about him getting shot. You know, like one guy gets arrested, boom, that is multiple videos worth of content diving into who this guy is, what gang is he from, let's talk about that, let's talk about what rappers he's affiliated with, let's go through those rappers' songs, let's find this bar that seems like it was kind of aimed at young boy, blah blah blah. You know, all that shit is just such an intense job. And there are so many people, like shout out to Seti Nash, he's a good example of somebody who's just like nipping at those dudes' heels too. Like, you know, he wants to be in that exact same category.
What I found out recently is Flacco makes so much money.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say he showed me.
He showed me like 120K in a month.
Off one channel.
Yeah.
Not including Snapchat, not including his other ventures.
And he has no expenses. That's the most important part.
And like, I'm so jealous.
I could show you.
He's so good at it.
Yeah, like I could show you how much I've made from YouTube certain months that would be really impressive. But then like,
the cost,
building, a lot of, like, you know, my best months, I can't look at the dollar amount without also thinking like, yeah, but I paid this guy this much and I paid this guy this much. And it's like all of a sudden in my head, that number gets whittled down a lot.
Yeah, no, Flacco's setting up a camera in a hotel room. Yeah. He's like, you know, he's just going, he's just doing this whole like, you know, what this is the end.
Yeah.
of America.
Yeah.
And you're just like, over like the smallest topic, he's just exaggerating everything. But he honestly, when he first started, I was like, oh, this is not going to work. Because I was like, everything's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But the way he's maintained a fan base, like I'm impressed.
And I would be less impressed if every video was about like no jumper drama or whatever. But the fact that he became, at least from my perspective, kind of like the main dude keeping people updated on somebody like Chud, that to me is super impressive.
Yeah, his range is so broad now. He can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But you had a guy from who would make videos about you every week. I can't think of his name. He used to react to you and you'd be like, Adam from Nashua. What's that guy's name?
I forget. Oh, okay.
And he was like on your ass.
He's talking about he who shall not be named. I talked about him on the podcast. They cut that whole part out. You can't talk about him. I was like, whose name did they cut right there?
Drama or whatever. But the fact that he became, at least from my perspective, kind of like the main dude keeping people updated on somebody like Chud. That to me is super impressive.
Yeah, his range is so broad now. He can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But you had a guy from who would make videos.
I think he said Sacktown. Is that what he said?
Broad now. You can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But you had a guy from who would make videos.
He said Sacramento. Did he say Sacramento? I think
Broad
he said
now.
Sacramento.
You can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But you had a guy from who would make videos
he
about
said
you.
Sacramento. I can read lips. Yeah. He said Sacramento. He said a guy from Sacramento.
Every week. I can't think of his name. He used to react to you and you'd be like, Adam from Nashua. What's that guy's name?
I forget.
Oh,
okay.
And he was like on your ass and his entire channel was just about you.
Yeah.
Anything you'd say was like a problematic, but
that nigga made a video about me. I said, yeah, fuck that nigga though. he was talking shit about me.
That's like a new sphere on YouTube too, where like they go after Joe Rogan, they go after Bert Kreischer.
That's the number one way to build up
Andrew
an identity
Schultz.
is to be like the anti guy for a thing that is popular.
Yeah.
And really, it's hard to think of popular content creators that don't have it. Yeah.
But they get so.
See, I wanted to do that. I didn't really want to do that ever. It's just I knew that I could do that. I knew I could do that about Sharp, like hella bad. Like just like point out everything he does all the time. That's what gets me the most views whenever I do some bullshit about just like you said, being the anti guy. Because everybody loves to see that shit. But I'm not finna make my whole thing about somebody else. That's crazy. That's hella crazy. So that's what like Flacco is making his whole thing about other people. I'll put my perspective on what's going on, I guess, in an impartial way. I'm not just gonna keep on talking about a certain person. Let's say even that I react to all kinds of shit. I would just be talking about shit that I like to talk about. You know, I was interested in Swamp Stories because this is the first time he showed his face. But this is a very revelating interview right now because they're really showing a lot of colors. I heard a noise.
Yeah.
And really, it's hard to think of popular content creators that don't have it. Yeah.
But they get so many views. They act like Andrew Schultz a podcast is so problematic, like it's just world ending, and people will like be in the comments like, yeah, Andrew Schultz, blah blah. It's like, what did he do? Like,
yeah. They're able to like pick apart things that they don't like about him. That's enough.
They'd be like, Joe Rogan works for Palantir. You're like, based on what? Because he had Peter Thiel on the podcast.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel's been on 1,000 podcasts.
But
see, that's one thing I learned a little bit recently. Like, I mean, I knew it already, but like you can like captions go crazy. Like that's what makes videos go more. You could lie too. Nobody cares.
But you see, like, okay, like I think Brendan Schaub kind of like cracked open that meta to a certain extent with a lot of those podcast reactors because
my next
they liked him a lot.
My next caption, I'm finna just say like I'm doing something that I'm not doing at all. Just be warned. I'm just gonna say something. It's what's today? Yeah, on Monday, I'm finna say something that's gonna be out of pocket. It's gonna be like I burned a church down or something crazy. I don't know.
And then they started to see him doing things that they thought
be something like hella relevant to like right now. So like I burnt Trump's church or I don't fuck it. Something. What's hella I don't know. I know summer league's going on. Stuff I'm into ain't always what everybody into.
Were indicative of him being a shitty person, and that was enough for them to feel like wronged by realizing like what he was actually like. And then that basically created so many reaction videos. And then they take that same energy and they'll bring it to somebody like Andrew Schultz, who, I mean, I just seen Andrew Schultz at like the Hollywood Bowl with like, 30,000 people in the audience. Clearly he's extremely popular still, but they'll like try to craft that same narrative about him where he's fallen off, he's done, etc.
It's always that. That's the title. But Flacco does that too. Where
so like Brendan Schaub might really be done. And
wait, Brendan Schaub is the UFC fighter guy?
Used to be, yeah. But like I'm just saying, like his channel, like views wise, has really fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, I'm not sure if Flagrant really fell off a cliff.
Andrew Schultz is so loaded.
He's huge. Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't even matter.
He's getting paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars for a comedy show. What are we talking about? Yeah. I mean, but they try to take that same thing and apply it to somebody like him, because if that seemed like it was true, or I'm sure there's plenty of people that buy into it. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you become a member for only.
Do you put any more clips out of that? Because I know it's members only.
When did you?
It's a good interview, even if he's throwing himself under the bus to do it. Net and Adam22. What the hell? Did he do any other? No, I don't think he put out any other clips. Just, it's really not a good look. Well, damn. Yeah, it's really not a good look for him to interview tiny porn stars, I think. Like, why dating Rakai didn't work out with Piper Raquel. I don't really think that that's somewhere he should be. Like, let's look at the comments. Let's just look at the comments.
You're here with your boyfriend today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, here, we're gonna put it on Piper. Yeah, bro, I avoided clicking on this because I thought, like, what the hell, this is super weird for Adam to do this, but I clicked and read the comments, and I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks this is weird or predatory behavior. I don't think it's predatory, but I just think the optics are bad. I don't think that you should do this when people say certain things about you. There's certain things I won't do because, I mean, like, you can't, like, there's one thing to not care what people say, but don't give them something, don't give them more validity to the things that they do say. Don't give them a reason to think of it more if you don't have to. You don't got to do anything outside yourself to not do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if people think that you're that because you hang out with people that are underage, don't go hang out with someone that's underage. But she's not underage, she's 18. But her whole shtick is that she looks underage. That's her whole shtick. I mean, and her being on Netflix or whatever the hell. I don't know. Her whole shtick is that she looked like a goddamn teenager. And she on OnlyFans. That's the only even reason I know who she is. See, they say, bro, you interviewing kids now? See, you knew what you was doing, and you did it anyways. You do be doing that though. It's like, oh, your wife's she's gonna, you know, and then boom, and then you have her go do the Jason Love shit. It's like, come on, bro, you're making my evil. Oh, look at this, bro. Come on, she's a kid. You're making my evil mind wonder. What? Who's this?
You're here with your boyfriend today.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's not right.
If some girl was like, 10 when you were 10, and then you start on at 18, she's probably like, she can relate to whatever you're going through. She's probably thought about it too, right?
I mean,
I'm not not trying to. I swear I'm not trying. I swear I am not trying. I swear I'm not trying to make it seem like anything, but.
Yeah, but I'm also like heavy on like, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't do it unless you're like high up.
If some girl was like, 10 when you were 10, and then you start on to 18, she's probably like, she can relate to whatever you're going through. She's probably thought about it too, right?
I mean, yeah, but I'm also like heavy on like, don't do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't do it unless you're like high up. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't do YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? If I didn't have this whole life that I had, I wouldn't. Of course, like, someone asked me. I like to do these like little fake podcast clips where I'm like totally being a bitch and like totally being arrogant and being mean, and people take it for real. But that's okay. You have to do that. I don't have to, but that's something that I like.
You have to do a fake podcast clip from time to time. It's just part of life.
Sometimes you have to. You have to do something that's gonna anger people. And I was talking to 9-to-5 workers, and I was just being super arrogant. And I was like, oh my god, like I don't even watch those clips myself. I know they perform well, but I'm like, I'm not even gonna watch it.
Oh, is this one of the ones where you said like it's so much harder being a content creator than having a 9 to 5?
And she was like, did you like this veterinarian? She was like, well, like when you were a kid, did you think that did you want to grow up and be an OnlyFans star? And I think I said yes, but like no.
They didn't even exist when you was a kid.
Like, no, that's not what you want to do when you're young.
Right.
Like, you don't think about that at all. I think when I was young, I wanted to be like, wanted to teach dance. I wanted to be like a vet.
That's a weird thing to ask somebody.
I want to do all like the normal things kids wanted to do. And I mean, I still believe I can do anything. Like, I still believe that this OnlyFans thing, like, I don't think that it's going to hold me back in other ways, but I could have a reality check and like that could totally like fall down, and I can only do OnlyFans for the rest of my life. But who knows?
I mean, realistically, it's going to stop you from being able to do some things.
I mean,
but
yeah,
it's not like it cuts you off from everything that you could ever do for the rest of your life.
Well, like, I'm just thinking that I could like completely like go dark and like change my name, like get a haircut, and then nobody would know.
That sounds like a lot of like really, really good content for the internet for a few weeks, where it's like,
shave my head, diet.
Piper Raquel thinks that she can hide and get a bowl cut, and
I mean, maybe.
it probably wouldn't last that long, I don't think.
I don't know. I'm just living day by day.
Right. But okay, so when you started though, like, are you on your phone seeing every single comment, like really hooked into the opinion of the people, or do you like consciously go for a hike or shit?
The world like prepared me for this because of all the stuff. I had times where I wouldn't look at my phone, I wouldn't look at my comments, so it was really easy for me to drop the only, make a bunch of money, put away my phone, not look at the comments, because I've literally done that so many times, like just like put away my phone and not look at the comments, because it literally has never made anything better. So yeah, I just like sometimes like I find like other people looking at their comments that are like literally just like shitting on them. I'm like, why are you watching that? Like you're literally putting yourself down. Like stop. Like
because
don't look at that.
Somehow you feel like if you read every negative comment that you're in control of it, which no, you're not.
No.
But meanwhile, like I know people who like are not really that online, and there'll be a huge controversy taking place, and they actually won't look at it, and then a couple days later I'll like mention it to him, and it'll be like I'm telling them about it for the first time.
I've literally had that happen.
And then I realized like, oh, you just missed all the negativity that you would have felt if you knew about that by just not knowing about it.
Like I get like a text from someone and they're like, oh my god, Piper, I'm so sorry, but what's going on? I'm like, what's going on?
Yes.
What's going on? Like what are people saying? And like I literally, that happens like sometimes all the time, and I was like, well, I always am trying to figure out what's going on.
Or they're like, oh, I'm so sorry about what's going on, and then you're like, what? And then you realize that it's like a thing that you faked, that you're trolling.
Like, oh, no.
She said, and the left hates Andrew Tate. So I think they're inferring that he's on the left. I mean, like he is, but maybe he meant that like as in he's like, yeah, over here on the left we're crazy or something.
Don't worry about that.
And you never even took a moment to be like, oh, this is bad. You're like, no, I'm like, I was just doing that with people. Like,
yeah, no, I'm really good at just putting my phone down, and I enjoy very simple things. I love cooking and just going to the grocery store and just taking care of people. I'm super chill most of the time. I
have not been on your. I'm going to assume it's pretty softcore in terms of what you're doing. Is it mostly just photos, or do you do anything?
I mean, I do videos. I do a video with like literally I post like I think 2 times a week. But I mean, I don't really like to say too much about it. I feel like that's like a code. You're not supposed to be like, I do this or this, because you have to just like, you know what I mean? If I'm doing it, I want to get as much as I possibly can from it. So I don't ever want to say something, you know what I mean? Because I might be like, why am I stuttering so bad? I might be like toning it down, but like you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm fine. I'm comfortable with it. I don't know why I'm so comfortable with it, but I am. So
right. But there's a weird thing on OnlyFans where if you have an OnlyFans, people are assuming that you are doing hardcore on there. And I see people say that about Ruby Rose or Sophie Rain or whoever, where it's like people just assume that you're doing something much more extreme. Whereas like in Ruby's case, and I'm not 100% sure these days, but like at least like when she started it, I'm 99% sure that there wasn't anything crazy on there.
Yeah.
But people are treating it like she's doing the craziest stuff possible.
Well, that's why I think that this like whole Bop House thing is so amazing, because it kind of like created a whole new like how to do OnlyFans in a way. You know, you don't have to do all the things that you might be uncomfortable to do in a sense. You know what I mean? So they really made it like very
y'all scamming,
safe and comfortable, and also so you can, you know, express yourself in some way. Because I literally talked to my friend. Her name's Alice. She also does OnlyFans, but like we talk about how like we just
shout out Alice. I see you, Alice.
We literally just like talk about how like we enjoy showing our body. Like it's something, maybe it's something wrong with us inside, but like I've just always enjoyed it. And she's a normal person. She didn't grow up on YouTube, and she also just enjoys it. We're also very different in a lot of ways, but like I'm not that crazy, you know, for just being comfortable in my own skin and being confident in my body in some sort of way. You know what I mean? I used to be a huge gym rat too, and I used to love showing my body and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm just comfortable with it.
You're over the gym rat era?
I got those pictures, you know what I mean? Because like it's me, and people still post them, and I still look back because I still did. I think I did YouTube at that time, and then the comments were even worse. They were like, "Oh my God, what happened to her?
Yeah,
oh my God, skinny bones, like all this crazy things." And of course, they're like, her mom's not letting her eat.
You're here with your boyfriend today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out of pocket. It's out of pocket, man. But yeah, I'm out of here, brother. You know what I mean? I got some other things to do that I gotta do, so I'm gonna go do them. You know what I mean? So y'all do what it do. We in the church, man. You know what I'm saying? We out here preaching. You know?